back, everyone.
Welcome to Shakespeare for Little Dreamers.
My name is Gigi.
My name is Hudson.
We are a mom and son duo here to tell you calm bedtime stories based on the plays of William Shakespeare. In episode 2 of our Midsummer's Night Dream series, we met two more friends, Demetrius and Helena. Demetrius was excited to meet Hermia, but Helena felt left out because Demetrius was her friend for a very long time. Now, all four children, Hermia, Lysander, Demetrius, and Helena, are wandering in the mysterious woods. Tonight, we're going to meet some very special creatures who live in that forest. Magical creatures that children don't even know exist. But before we start the story, let's start with our
Word of the day.
Today's word of the day is
Mischievous.
That's right, Hudson.
Yes?
Why do you think today's word of the day is mischievous?
Because the fairies cause mischievous.
You think the fairies are going to cause some mischief?
Yeah.
What is mischief?
Mischief is when something wrong happens.
It's like when people are doing things to cause a little trouble, huh?
Yeah. And Puck was doing that.
Great job. Mischievous means playful in a way that might cause a little bit of trouble. But not mean trouble, just silly, fun trouble. Like when you play a harmless trick on someone and everyone laughs. While we are reading tonight, let's listen for that word mischievous. If you hear that word,
You can boop and with your finger.
boop means tap your nose, boop, or wiggle your fingers silently as you listen to the story. Are you ready for chapter 3, Hudson?
Yes. Are you ready for chapter 3, little dreamers?
Okay, everyone, get cozy. Let's find out what happens next.
Chapter 3, Fairy Adventure.
Deep in the mysterious forest, the four children wandered along different paths, not knowing how close they were to each other. Hermia and Lysander walked hand in hand, trying to find their way home. They called out softly, hoping someone might hear them and help. Not far away, Demetrius pushed through the branches, still looking for Hermia. He wondered where she had gone, and why had she come into these woods. And behind him, staying quiet and hidden, Helena followed. Her heart ached, but she was determined to stay close to her friend. The forest around them was alive with sounds. Birds singing, leaves rustling, streams babbling over smooth stones. But there were other sounds too. Sounds the children didn't quite notice. The tinkling of tiny bells, soft laughter like wind chimes, the flutter of wings that were not quite like any bird. The children didn't know it, but they were not alone in the forest. They had wandered into a place where magic was real, and where creatures they had only heard about in stories actually lived. This forest belonged to the fairies. In a clearing filled with moonflowers and glowing mushrooms, two very important fairies sat on thrones made of twisted vines and soft moss. The first was Oberon, the king of the fairies. He had been alive for hundreds and hundreds of years, watching over the magical creatures of the forest. He was wise and powerful, and all the fairies respected him. The second was Titania, the queen of fairies. She had also lived for hundreds of years. She was kind and beautiful. She loved all the creatures of the forest and cared for them tenderly. Oberon and Titania had been friends for a very, very long time. Longer than any human could imagine. They had watched seasons change, trees grow from tiny seeds into giants, and streams carve new paths through the earth. Oberon and Titania were having a disagreement. Can you guess what they were arguing about, Hudson?
A baby unicorn.
That's right, a baby unicorn. A baby unicorn had appeared in the forest not long ago. It was small and sweet, with a coat as white as snow and a tiny golden horn on its forehead. Both Oberon and Titania wanted to take care of it, but they couldn't agree on who should be its caretaker. Would you take care of a unicorn, Hudson?
Yeah, as long as it's nice.
How do you take care of a unicorn?
Don't let the house get sparkled or people in the house get sparkled, or don't let it poke anyone.
Oh, you would be a good unicorn caretaker. Oberon thought he should care for the unicorn. Titania thought she should. They had been discussing it for days, and neither would change their mind. Oberon sat on his throne thinking. He loved his friend Titania, but he wished she could see that he was right about the unicorn. If only there was a way to help her understand his point of view. And then Oberon remembered something. A special flower that grew in a secret part of the forest. It was called the love and idleness flower, and it had magical properties. If the juice from its petals touched someone's eyes while they were sleeping, they would wake up and see the world differently. They would agree with the first thing they saw. Oberon thought that if he used this magic on Titania while she slept, she might wake up, see things his way, and agree to let him care for the baby unicorn. What do you think about Oberon's plan?
It would not be good.
You don't think that Oberon had a good plan?
Because I think Titania had the same plan.
Ooh. He called out for his most trusted helper, a mischievous little fairy named
Puck!
Enters Puck. Puck appeared in a flash of silvery light. He was small and quick, with bright eyes that sparkled with playfulness. Puck loved to have fun. He especially loved playing harmless tricks. He was the most mischievous fairy in the entire forest.
Boop.
Boop. Boop. Oberon told Puck about the special flower and where to find it. He explained that Puck should bring it back so that Oberon could use its magic to help Titania see things differently. Puck grinned. He loved going on adventures. He promised Oberon he would find the flower and bring it back quickly. Then, with a laugh that sounded like tinkling bells, Puck zoomed away into the forest. Puck flew between the trees, searching for that special flower. His wings hummed as he zipped through the shadows. He loved being out in the forest at night when everything felt extra magical. As Puck searched, he heard voices. Human voices. Puck stopped and hovered behind a large tree, peeking out. There, walking through the forest, were two children, a boy and a girl, holding hands and looking worried. Who do you think it was, Hudson?
Lysander and Hermia.
Puck tilted his head, curious. Humans didn't usually come into this part of the forest, especially not children. What were they doing here? He watched as the boy said something to the girl, and then she nodded. They looked lost. Puck's eyes sparkled with mischief. How interesting. Lost children in his forest? He flew a bit farther and spotted another boy walking alone, calling out a name. Hermia! Oh, Hermia, the boy said softly. This boy looked confused and frustrated.
Why?
He was looking for Hermia. Who was looking for Hermia?
Demetrius.
That's right.
And Helena was looking for Demetrius.
Everybody's looking for each other. And then, hiding behind a tree not far from that second boy, Puck saw a fourth child, another girl, watching the boy sadly. 4 human children, all wandering around his forest, all looking confused. Puck's mind started whirring with ideas. This was very interesting indeed. These children seemed to be looking for each other, but they kept missing each other. They were all mixed up. Puck remembered that he was supposed to be finding the magic flower for Oberon. But these children were so fascinating. Maybe, just maybe, he could have a little fun with them too. After all, Puck was very mischievous. And what was the harm in a little playful magic? Puck grinned to himself. First, he would find the flower for Oberon. Then he might just see if he could help these confused children. Or perhaps mix them up even more, just for fun. With a mischievous laugh, Puck flew off to find the love and idleness flower, already imagining all the silly tricks he could play. The children had no idea that a playful fairy was watching them, and they certainly had no idea what kind of magical mix-ups were about to happen.
And that is the end of chapter 3. Now it is time for our closing meditation and affirmations.
Let's take some deep breaths together. Breathe in slowly through your nose and out through your mouth. In and out. One more time. In and out. Now, close your eyes and imagine you're in a magical forest. All around you, you can hear soft sounds, leaves rustling, water trickling, birds singing. Maybe there's magic in the air, even if you can't see it. Sometimes being mischievous means having fun and being playful. But it's important to remember to be kind when we're being playful. Good mischief makes everyone laugh. However, mean tricks can hurt people's feelings. In the story, Puck loves to play and have fun. He's mischievous, but not mean. Take another deep breath. Feel how safe and cozy you are right now in your bed. Now, let's say some affirmations together. I will say them first, and then you can repeat after me with Hudson or say them silently in your head. I am playful.
I am playful.
I am kind when I play.
I am kind when I play.
I can have fun without hurting anyone.
I can have fun without hurting anyone.
I treat my friends with kindness.
I treat my friends with kindness.
I am calm and peaceful.
I am calm and peaceful.
I am ready for sleep.
I am ready for sleep.
Now we've met the magical fairies, King Oberon, Queen Titania, and the very mischievous Puck. Puck has noticed the children on his search for the magical flower. Next time on Shakespeare for Little Dreamers, Puck is going to play some tricks with that magic flower, and things are going to get very silly and mixed up.
And he's not gonna obey the king fairy.
Sleep well, little dreamers. Dream of magical forests and playful fairies.
Good night, little dreamers.